Hey everybody, this is BeatTheBush. Today we're going to talk about the things you can do to make yourself more lucky. Personally, I'm pretty lucky. I win things at drawings all the time. I win things at contests all the time. Actually, I don't win things every single time, but it sure seems like it because I play a lot, and every single time I do play in a drawing or contest, I try to maximize my chances of winning. Luck is really just a statistics game because the more you play, the more you would actually win. But if you're given a limited number of chances to participate in a contest, you would actually want to maximize your chances of winning every single time you get to play. Now let's take a drawing contest for example, where you could be purchasing tickets to put it in a jar, or maybe you're given a free raffle ticket or something like that. If you were given one raffle ticket, what would you do? You can actually take your ticket and crease it a little bit or whatnot. This is not cheating or anything, unless you're not allowed to fold your ticket. You can fold it a little bit, really just to maximize the volume of your ticket. Let's say this is a game where you have multiple tickets. You don't want to actually clump up all the tickets like this. You want to separate them out and make sure they take up as much volume as possible. So when you increase the volume, you're actually increasing your chances of actually getting your ticket pulled. There's another aspect of this, is the timing when you actually put your ticket in. Because if you put it too early, it might actually get stuck at the bottom. So my recommendation is to try to put it in so that your tickets reside somewhere in the middle. So I was at a trade show one time and I wanted to win this book. Deep Space Craft. Inside the drawing thing, there must have been maybe 1,000 tickets at least. I looked at the bin and there were massive amounts of tickets in there. It was a square box. So I just kind of thought, well, I can crimp up the ticket to make it a little bit bigger, make the volume a little bit bigger, but the critical part would be the timing of when to put the ticket in. I waited around until just before they were about to close the drawing. I put it in so that the ticket would be, I guess, near the top of where they would put their hand in and draw it. Sure enough, I got mine drawn, and I really don't think every single ticket had an equal chance of success. This is an example of a matter of increasing your chances of winning. I wasn't sure I was gonna win this book or not. You might look at this book and go, oh my gosh, it's just a book. I don't wanna win a stupid book. Rather win, you know, like a video game console or something. Well, this book is about like, I think it's like about $100 value or something. I could easily sell it or something, but I actually wanted to read the book. So that's just an example of how to win in a drawing type of contest. You might go, oh, why don't I just make myself lucky and try to win the lottery? Well, the thing is about the lotto, let's say the Powerball, right? Because it got really popular recently. So let's say the jackpot is 300 million and there are no other prizes. You put in $1 and the expected value of that one ticket is maybe $1. And so if you pay in $1, you think that you're gonna get $1 back, but the thing is the chances of winning is so skewed that you can't really think of it as getting $1 back unless over your lifetime you're gonna play 300 million times. I mentioned the lotto because it's about the odds as well as the final prize. Let's say you play in a drawing where the odds of winning is 1 out of 10. Playing a game where the odds is 1 to 300 million versus 1 to 10 is a lot different obviously. For the game that is 1 out of 10, you can actually play that game 10 times and you can expect to win at least once. However, you can't do the same thing for a lottery ticket because you can't expect to play 300 million times even over the course of your whole life. Let's say over 1 year you play 10 times of a game where it's the chances of winning is 1 out of 10. You're probably gonna win once on average, but you can kind of skew things a little bit, do the trick where you crumple up the ticket or like just basically being lucky. I'll talk about that later. You might actually win more than 1 out of 10 times. Another type of thing where you win something is actually a contest where you enter in something you make or whatnot, and then there's a panel of judges or perhaps participants are voting for it. One way to win those is really, if you know who the judges are, that gives you an advantage because you can kind of guess what type of entry they would like, or if you know the demographics of the participants in the contest, then you can cater your entry to their liking, therefore getting more votes. Of course, winning a contest depends on skill, depends on what type of contest it is. Maybe it's an essay contest. Or if you're good at those things, you obviously have a higher chance of winning. Now, I saved this Hocus Pocus stuff for the last because it's kind of intangible and not measurable scientifically. I have no good way of saying it. It's kind of like self-feeding. When you are lucky already and you kind of think and have the mindset of thinking that you can win, you tend to win more. I cannot explain it with statistics, but for me, I've been winning stuff left and right all the time, and I just keep on winning stuff. I really do feel the luck is self-feeding, and if you start winning stuff and start believing that you would actually win, I mean really believe it, like you can just go, you know, almost you can almost stand up right before they call the ticket and go, yeah, I'm winning, yes, me, right? There are things about the human mind that are yet to be understood, and why not use it to your advantage, even though there's a slight possibility that it's just hocus pocus. For me, when I go to win something, I actually envision winning, and I try to believe it really hard. I don't know if this helps or not, but obviously it does something. Some people have like lucky objects or something, right? Like a lucky tie, lucky whatever. If it works for you, it works. Perhaps the objects that makes you feel lucky, it's a self-feeding thing where it tap into some sixth sense type of thing. No explanation for that. In the end, you can do all these things, including improving your statistical chances of winning by increasing your odds left and right. Doing these hocus pocus thing, if you do all of these things together, you're gonna win something. And also to make sure that when you do participate in these drawings, you participate in a lot of them. It's really a numbers game. The more you participate, the more you win. There was this one funny Japanese guy who participated in this TV show or whatnot, and he was locked in an apartment, and all he gets is a bunch of magazines at which he can enter in every single contest in those magazines. And it turns out that him doing it full time, he was able to win food, rice, vacuum cleaner and stuff, but what he really wanted was food. In the beginning, he didn't have much food, but then, you know, I guess they feed him a little bit, right? But then he needs to get by only on the winnings alone. He's locked inside. He needs to win the food, win the rice cooker, win whatever in order to feed himself. So that is a good example of, hey, if you play enough times, you would actually for sure win a lot of things. You probably don't want to spend all your time entering contests, but when you have the choice of improving your chances, it becomes a pretty significant financial gain. If you do this over and over many years, you just win stuff left and right. Obviously, if everyone watches my video and everyone employs these same tactics, everyone's advantage would erode and disappear. I'm sure not every single person on earth is gonna watch this video, so you can use these tricks to improve your chances of winning whatever you want to win. So I'm curious if you already employ these tactics, what you guys have won already. Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like my video, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. This is BeatTheBush.